Hello and welcome to this presentation tonight, this experiential class for those on live and those who may watch the replay of this. This is called Awaken the Healer Within. And my intention in this presentation is to offer you a little peek inside of the practitioner toolbox so you can take and work with and use some of these really integral, effective, important, life-saving tools and perspectives, and really a framework in your own healing experience. We're here to explore your capacity for healing. You got something to heal? Anyone? Right? Yeah, I do. This is about reconnecting with your body, reconnecting with your spiritual support, and exploring these sacred medicines, these sacraments that we've been given. If you have the opportunity to grab a sacrament, CBD, sacred mushrooms, Amanita sacrament, lavender, rose, passion flower, lots of medicines being offered by the ministry now, all of our sacraments. Yes, I see some blue bottles, wonderful, some little brown bottles. You can bring anything. It could be a cup of herbal tea, okay? Anything that you can take to connect you to the creator and to these gifts, these fragments of God, these pieces of God. We're going to talk about how to do that tonight. So just hold on to that or go ahead and grab it. Let's take a moment to drop in and to arrive. Okay, we're going to invite a halo breath. Yeah, in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is our baseline circular breath in the ministry. Yeah, we're going to just flow with a couple of these to start. This is a great way to arrive anywhere. Your breath is the lever to your consciousness. Your breath brings you to the present moment. In through the nose and out through the mouth. That's it. Just like that. Even with your mind chatter, even with your crankiness, even with your rushing, even with your multitasking. Couple more. Yeah, can you make a little noise on exhale? Can you sigh? Can you hum? Yes. Can you release? Yeah, just like that. Let it be a little bit weird. Let the other people in your house wonder, what are they doing? Yeah. And then with that breath, just placing a hand on your heart, closing down your eyes, and just making contact with the part of you that showed up tonight. I felt a smile start to spread across my lips as I was proud of myself and all of you. Yeah, your true self is here. This is who you really are, the person who shows up for their spirituality, for their healing work. Person who's curious and knows there's always more to absorb and learn and ways to grow. And we're going to make contact with source, creator, God, universe, whatever name you use for that which created all of this and keeps us connected. So keeping that halo breath flowing in through the nose, out through the mouth. I want to invite you to imagine that the top of your head is opening like the lens on an old school camera. Just hit that button and the eye, the shutter opens right up at the top of your head. There's an access point here. And taking a breath in, inviting that air to flow in and out of the top of your head, almost like you're a whale with a blowhole. And instead of water, there's air flowing in and out to what's above. There you go. And then just imagining a ball of light about a foot above your head. Just a glowing ball. I'm going to ask and invite that light to drop down, all the way down, approaching your head, Casting a beautiful glow over you. Yeah. And let it drop in through that opening. It's a symbolic way to invite in the Creator. Thank you, God, Great Spirit, for this opportunity. Show us what it looks like and feels like to take away one sacred truth from this class. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. Thank you for taking a few minutes to pray. We pray with our breath. We pray with our nervous system. We pray with our intention. The word prayer can be intimidating, but you just did that. Even with the chatter, it doesn't have to feel like magic. It doesn't have to feel like you are this perfect yogic divine channel all the time. That will come as you drop more into the body and as we practice working with the sacraments and the nervous system. So today's journey, what we're going to explore together, we're going to explore the foundations of intentional healing, the ingredients, what is needed to awaken that self-healer within you. We're going to reconnect with your inner wisdom. And we're going to play with some practical nervous system techniques and tools, like we just did, that halo breath. We're going to bring that into the 20-minute journey that we'll experience towards the end of class. I'll also invite you to join me inside the ministry and the membership to go deeper if that resonates with you. If not, I'm glad you're here. Let's dive in. All right, look at my pretty picture. You have to appreciate my pretty picture. It was so fun to make it. This is a divine healing triangle, like core framework for awakening your inner healer. And we're going to start at the bottom left with you. Look how happy you are. You have sunshine above you and the earth below you, right? Arms spread wide, skipping or jumping. And none of this is possible without you. Okay, you're the actual medicine. You're the essential ingredient here. None of this means anything without you showing up just as you are right now. Your body, your breath, your awareness, you matter. Okay, so you're invited in this work to relate more authentically with yourself, to all of the parts of you. The healing work is a lot about attunement, guys. That's like a really key word here. Attunement. To attune. I have 2 brothers and 2 children who are all musicians. I've heard many guitar strings be tuned again and again, right? They start out by having to hear the note and then copy the note, and then their ear gets stronger and they become more attuned to finding that correct note. That's a lot of what this work is. It's continuing to listen, go within and fine tune to hear the call. Okay, so I want you to play with that word. Write that down. Attunement. Listening. This is about calling your power back. Healing work. Really. And it's about reconnection with the lost and the fragmented parts of yourself. In shamanic work, in like the doctors, hundreds of years ago and thousands of years ago, if you called a doctor, they were a shaman or a spiritual person or a priest. That's who brought you the healings. Because the belief was, if your body is sick, your soul is fragmented. A part of you has been cut off, lost. Okay, so the work of healing, even of physical ailment, is about calling back the parts of you that have gotten fragmented. I love Catherine's answer there in the chat when I asked, why are you here? She said, fertilizer for my hope. She needs some food, don't we all? Okay. So there you are at the bottom left. And then over on the bottom right, look at those pretty mushrooms. That's Amanita muscaria. That's our newest sacrament. Such a pretty, really beautiful mushroom. The sacrament. Now, we're not just talking about mushrooms, right? I've told you you can work with rose. We're going to dose all together in just a minute. But the medicine, Okay. We're going to get more into that. Plants, flowers, herbs, fungi, all of these things created by God for our healing. And speaking of, all the way at the top of the triangle there, we have God, we have divine consciousness, we have the intelligence that animates all of life. And that has created your body to self-heal, has created your spirit to be restored, renewed. And we need the creator as part of the triangle, because true healing is not just physical, emotional, mental, it's spiritual and it's energetic. So we have an incredible capacity to restore ourselves, but when we align with the divine, the one who created us, we tap into a power that's so much greater than what we can generate on our own. I feel alone as fuck when I think about doing this all by myself, right? We need to partner with what is stronger and greater than us. This is why every successful program out there, really, most programs have a higher power, not religious, spiritual. It is deeply healing to know that there is a higher power that is taking care, that there is a plan. Now, 15% of the world are atheist or agnostic. I have so much respect for that. I have a feeling that nobody in this space is, if you're in a ministry, and I welcome your perspective. That's where you're at. It's about the seeking, right? I don't know. I'm sharing from my perspective. Why do we need God? For guidance, right? For those that show me, right? Our ask, show me the way. Show me how to do this class tonight. Show me what is needed for clarity, right? When things need to go beyond our limited, teeny tiny perspective, we need God, we need source, we need divine consciousness, we need something bigger for support, for trust, building that faith in the process, right? Helping us reduce that resistance that we get into when we are walking without faith. Look, there's a reason that the idea of God the Father, the Christian sort of archetype of God, resonates with billions of people. Because it helps us fill the gap where the father wound is. And there's a reason why millions of people resonate with the idea of a goddess or Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene or any of these power female archetypes as a God figure, because it helps us heal and fill the wounding of the mother wound, right? We need the parental feminine and masculine to our nervous system to heal. And so when we even just imagine that there's a big mom and a dad that are taking care of us and have our best interests at heart and offer us unconditional love, y'all, that is deeply healing to our nervous systems. That's deeply healing to the little one in us who maybe didn't have a super solid mother-father energy that was unconditional, even with the most well-meaning parent. Okay, because their trauma kept them fragmented, right, from being able to fully show up as that for you. So this is about partnering with the source of life. So here we are in this triangle, and what's in the middle? What's the electrical system that's allowing this whole situation to run? You get points if you put what it is in the chat. Yeah, Deborah's got it. She says the nervous system. I think that's what you're saying, Deborah, right? More specifically, you're looking at the vagal nerves. You're looking at the 10th cranial nerve coming off of the brain and going down on the sides of the neck. There's two main channels from the brain down all these nerves. And then look at all the spidery webs and the way it goes all the way down into the organs. Okay, this is the heart of your nervous system. This is the electrical current connecting all of these things, connecting you and the sacrament and God, and running this whole program, basically. Okay, so let's activate our vagal nerve right now. And we're going to start by coming to the sides of our neck. This is a self-touch. opportunity. And you can feel that like main muscle. There's a muscle there under the ear that comes down. Your vagus nerve runs on that. So just kind of rubbing that nerve up and down. I like to do a neck stroke like this, and you kind of like clench like this and let that hit the vagus nerve on each side. Yeah. Okay, I just burped, right? Just notice. And now we're going to do something called VOO. We're going to inhale through the nose. And when you exhale, we're going to say VOO, V-O-O-O-O, nice and loud and low and long. That's the heart of this exercise. This is well researched, put out there by Dr. Peter Levine. If you're feeling like you really want to activate, and this is activating, so your heart rate might increase, it might be upregulating. It's okay. You're also going to thump your thymus while you say VOO. Okay, right in the middle of your chest there. Okay, we're going to do this 3 times. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Let's pause. Notice. Whew. You want to sigh. I'm slowing down. Okay, you might notice something, you might not. Let's go again. Inhale through the nose. Oh, yeah, really shout it out. Oh, all the way down. And just notice. I just swallowed. That's Vegas. One more time, in through the nose. Last one, make it big, make it loud. Whoa. There's the yawn I was waiting for. That's always my sign that my system is shifting. All right, just notice. Close your eyes. I can hear the cicadas outside. I can feel my skin. Okay, if you have the capacity and it feels accessible, what do you notice? Type it in the chat. There are many simple techniques for activating the vagus nerve and turning on or turning down the nervous system response. We have a whole slide for the nervous system. I don't want to say too much, but this is super duper important stuff. Okay. This is the command center in your body. This is what keeps us safe, keeps us from dying. Yeah. And it's one of the most misunderstood. Luckily, it's kind of a buzz term now and it's getting hip and trendy. Chieko feels grounded. Great. Deborah feels calm. Wonderful. All right. That was 45 seconds, 60 seconds of sound and breath and motion. Okay. VOO. Take that one with you. It's a favorite. All right. So there's our triangle. Imprint that, screenshot that, draw that in your journal, because that is what we're up to inside the Embodied Microdosing Ministry. That is what we're up to when you buy the sacrament, any one of the sacraments, and you kind of like, well, what do I do with this? When do I take this? Right. And I can give you these instructions. Well, don't take it every day if it's a mushroom sacrament, right? Take anywhere from 3 to 12 drops as a microdose. Take more when you're in ceremony or if you feel like you can handle it. And these are deeper, richer instructions tonight. How do you really work with the sacrament? Let's talk about what it is first. The sacrament, here's the definition I'm working with. An outward, tangible sign. Okay, think of the bread and the wine in the Christian church, right? That's the sacrament. That's the communion. That's the sign, the body and the blood of Jesus, right? Is what that sacrament is in Christianity. Our sacraments are mushrooms, flowers, and herbs. And it's an outward, tangible sign of inward grace. So that means it's something you can see or taste or touch or feel. I'm going to taste this rose tincture in just a minute. And it's the doorway through which healing and transformation can flow. That's the grace part of the equation. So, lost my notes. Yeah, so bread and wine, food and drink are the signs, the outward tangible signs. And the grace is that feeling of unity that you might have when you're eating the bread in church. I remember that feeling when I would eat the cracker and drink the little cup of grape juice, like, ooh, this is special, right? This is significant. This is sacred. Okay, so if there was a water baptism, for example, the water itself is the tangible sign of renewal, right, in a baptism. And the grace is that sense of purification that you have when you're dunked and then you come up again. The new beginning, the connection to the Holy Spirit, right? The sign is something you do or receive, taking the tincture, and the grace is what happens within you because of it. Sacrament is the doorway. The grace is the gift that comes through it. Okay, so that's what we're working with here when we're working with these sacred gifts from God. So a sacrament is where the material becomes the channel. This is where the visible and the invisible are connected. So your body and your spirit experiencing a connection, you experiencing God, a bridge from the visible to the invisible. And so when we approach that with intention and with prayer and with reverence, which we're going to do in just a minute, it becomes a sacrament, and it doesn't have to be a psychedelic, and it doesn't have to be the body of Christ. It could be rose, passion flower, lavender, cacao, which we don't even work with here, but many of you maybe have been to cacao circles. Anything living, anything that came really from the earth, although I know plenty of people working with the sacraments of MDMA and LSD, and just because it was a molecule created in the lab doesn't mean it doesn't connect you to God, right? God created the person that found that molecule in the lab that replicates what is in nature. I used to think, oh gosh, it has to come from the earth or else it's just a drug. And then I worked with MDMA and LSD, and I was like, oh no, this is definitely a God molecule, or DMT, synthetic DMT, right? There are ways to connect to God. Here in the ministry, it's what's from nature. So the medicine is sacred when it's approached as a meeting place. It's the meeting place between your body and your intention and the divine. It's our communion. So the insights that come through when you take the sacrament and when you say the prayer, you are going to be far more imprinted, impressed, aware, turned on, tapped in when those insights come through, because it's whoosh, coming straight through the channel from the divine, from this peace of God. So let's dose. Let's have a little dosing ritual. Okay, if you have a sacrament to work with, I'm going to work with a little bit of rose. But it can be as simple as holding the sacrament, taking a few breaths, and connecting with it. I can picture a rose. You can picture a mushroom. Picture what you're holding in its pure form. I feel a wave of emotion come over me when I think about this piece of nature being a gift in my hands here. And I want you to just picture, because I'm seeing it so clearly, I want everyone to picture a rose, just so you can feel how the medicine doesn't even need to be taken. Picture the most beautiful rose just opening in your mind's eye, maybe opening in your third eye. Petals like velvet. Yeah, colored, vibrant. And then imagine that rose just like fluttering over, washing over you. Like the rose is a duster and it's just cleaning you. Ooh. See what you notice. Make sure you put the rose at your back, the back of your heart. Thank you, Rose Medicine, for working through all of us. What do you notice? You might not notice anything, but you might. That you did not even take a rose, but you just called on Rose Medicine. Maybe smell the rose. My mouth just watered. And then even notice the stem of the rose and her thorns. You just communed with Rose Medicine and you didn't put anything in your mouth. If you need love, if you need to open your heart, you can call on the rose. On the days I don't dose with the sacred mushroom, if I need that support, I can call on the sacred mushroom without taking anything. So just know that these medicines, these earth medicines especially, once you've already worked with them once, you are in communion, you are in conversation. So taking your sacrament and placing it under your tongue. I just took 4 drops of Rose Medicine. And just saying thank you. Thank you for your gift. Thank you for your medicine. Thank you for connecting me to God. Thank you for reconnecting me back to myself. And when you swallow, just receive the sacrament. Ask it to go where it needs to go. Yeah. Like that. Any herb, any tincture, any flower. And that's a good prayer for those of you that struggle with, like, what do I say, right? Go where I need you. Trust that the medicine knows where to go. Thank you for taking a moment to commune with the sacrament. It's really beautiful. All right, let's talk about your nervous system, this healing circuit that we activated with some VU. Your nervous system. It's a bridge between your body and the medicine and divine consciousness. All right, that's why we had it in the middle of the triangle. And it carries all these signals, y'all. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I like to think of the vagus nerve, what you're looking at here, like a super highway. Yeah. And it's a highway that goes in 2 directions. So cars can go up the highway and they can go down the highway, from the brain to the body, from the body to the brain. 2-way highway. Here's the cool part. 80% of the cars, 80% of the signals are going from the body to the brain. And only 20% are going from the brain to the body. What does that tell you? That the body has way more data to offer on this superhighway. Okay? We want to pay more attention to the signals, the sensations, key word here, and the insights that are coming through your felt senses, your 5 senses. The nervous system does not speak words. I want you to hear this. So calm down. Why are you freaking out? Calm down. You're safe. There's no reason to be anxious. That is completely useless. And in fact, can create more confusion or distress in the nervous system, in the body, and in the brain. Okay? The nervous system speaks the language of sensations. It literally speaks the language of touch and breath. It speaks the language of VU and hugging yourself. Many of you have heard me say it. It's like trying to give a PowerPoint presentation to a baby for why they should stop crying when you're trying to talk yourself out of feeling a certain way. There's no words, does not compute. How do you get a baby to stop crying? Shh, 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 shh. Sensations, movement, touch, meeting its needs. So much would change for you if you treated your nervous system like a tender, sweet little baby that you're caring for. It responds to touch, breath, ritual, and gratitude. It responds to prayer. It responds to connection with God and angels and whatever form God takes for you, guides, ancestors. If the concept of God doesn't resonate, all of these parts of God are available to you too. And it signals safety. You want it to signal safety. When you get that felt sense of safety in the nervous system, when you're out of hypervigilance, trying to fix, right, or avoidance and numbing and freezing and trying to get away from those states that the nervous system goes into to try and keep you safe, but we get stuck in them. That's a stress response. We want the nervous system to be able to signal safety. You're not bad or wrong if you feel unsafe. It means your nervous system's working correctly. But the idea is that you're supposed to get aroused. Oh, I'm walking through this parking lot. There's someone that's walking behind me, right? My heart rate has increased. Excellent. We want the nervous system to be working, right? Okay, I've walked in the store. The person has moved on. Okay, now I can take a few breaths. Now I can feel my body. Now I can feel my hands on the shopping cart. Now I can feel my feet in my shoes. Now I can create some sensations. Now I can discharge some of the energy from the adrenaline and cortisol that's running through my system because my nervous system indicated that I should get aroused. And then now I should come back to safety. Where we get stuck and where there's a problem these days is that we're in a constant state of arousal, fight or flight, right? Or we've passed that, we can't take it anymore, and we've crashed and we're numbing and we're frozen and we can't stop scrolling and we're dissociated. Okay, you're not bad or wrong if those things have happened. You can mobilize and move through those things. That's a lot of what I'm teaching you to do in this work. Some foundations for healing from within. Your intention is a prayer. So you want to set intentions when you're working with the sacrament. Okay? Always. This can be a tricky part for a lot of people. Show me what it looks like to work with the sacrament could be a good starting intention. Show me what it looks like to feel what the sacred mushroom has to say to me. Show me what I need to know to help my nervous system feel safe. That's a good one. Show me what it looks like to feel safe. If you don't even know, I didn't. Show me what it feels like. Guess what I struggled with the whole first year that I was able to access feelings of safety? Boredom. It was like, this sucks. Let's blow something up. Let's create some drama, right? We think we want to feel safe and present. And then a lot of us get there and we're like, oh, hell no. This is really uncomfortable. I'm much happier when I'm a workaholic. I'm much happier when I am dissociated. I'm much more used to those states is really what you're saying. Okay. It takes tolerance to get used to feeling present and safe. This is huge, right? People that create all of their drama are keeping themselves in a stress response. They don't like what it feels like not to have something be wrong. So they're unconsciously blowing things up, starting fights, making problems out of things. I did it for decades. Hey, everyone else is a problem. Everyone was such an asshole today, right? The traffic was so awful, right? Only being able to focus on the negative aspects of the experience because there's juice in that, right? Give me a comment if you resonate with this. What are you addicted to in that stress response? We all do it. And so coming into the healing state can feel really threatening and boring. I made myself do nothing for an hour today on a blanket in my yard. I was rolling all over the place. I was looking for ticks in the grass. Like, it took me a solid half an hour for my system to start to settle, to stop wanting to check social media, to stop wanting to plan this class, and to just lay in the sun. It wasn't really that fun, but that was my spiritual practice today. So your intention can be, show me what it looks like to find safety, to be bored, to be present. The work happens in the present moment. We don't go back into the past. There's a little bit of work, like in transforming trauma, we do some memory work with some stuff in the past, but for the most part, the part of you that is triggered, it's triggered right now. So you are accessing yourself in the present moment with everything that's here, messiness and all, right? You're not coming to this, zen and healed. You are here to be with all of the parts of you, with God witnessing, with the sacrament as your support. So make your intention something that you can anchor into. Make it real. People get so stuck on this. What are you stuck on? That's your intention. What's driving you nuts? What do you get triggered by every day? That's your intention. And it's a prayer. You can have that intention or that prayer for a week, right? Let me just work through this thing with my boss. You can have that intention or prayer for 2 years. I am always in the prayer of healing my relationship to my mother. Not in a like, I have to keep working at it sort of way, but because she's part of my life. And when she comes up, there's an opportunity. Oh, I'm in this prayer right now. I'm in this prayer for my life and my work because mom stuff is up today. Okay, let's be in the prayer. Let's take the sacrament. Let's say a prayer. Let's ask for help. You're trying to do so much of it on your own. I know so many of you are trying to do so much of it on your own. And just ask, show me how to work with this trigger that's up today. Show me how to find compassion. Show me how to hold myself. Show me how to depend on me and on you, God, when I can't depend on her. Show me how to stop blaming. So many ways that prayer can be unfolded there. And your body is the temple in this work. It really is. The healing is happening through your body. So in a journey experience, shaking, crying, sweating, shivering, laughing, right? So much happening when you do a drop in with the sacrament, with God to do this work. Your body's the temple. That's where the nervous system is moving all of the energy and imprinting the healing. And so we want to bring in ritual, which I'll get into a little bit more. And we're always going to bring in, if you've done any journey work with me, the elements, focusing on the main 4, fire, water, air, earth. I'm going to talk more about that. And frequencies, music, potent healing medicine. Okay, you can bring all of these in your own drop-ins, in your own meditation. And this could be a 5-minute experience. It could be a 5-hour experience if you're going within. And of course, gratitude is always going to support healing. Thank you for showing me how to heal my relationship with my mother. Thank you for showing me a new way. Thank you for healing my heart. Thank you, Rose, for opening my heart to deeper layers of healing with my mother. It's just gratitude upon gratitude upon gratitude. Okay, let's talk about the elements real quick because I just think this is so juicy. I want you to listen as I'm sharing about this. I want you to pick one of the elements that you think would help you the most, okay, based on what I'm going to share. So, notes all out of order here. Okay, here we are. These are our allies in healing, y'all. Like, if you are not bringing the elements in, your healing work is going to up level exponentially when you do. Because our nervous systems, our bodies, our primal selves, our brains, the most primal part of our brain, which is what the nervous system is connected to, the survival part of our brain, is like primed to understand these elements. We know them in our cells and in our bones because up until like a minute ago, we lived in these elements all the time for thousands upon thousands and millions upon millions of years. This is, we are made of the elements. Okay, I cannot emphasize this enough. So working with earth, right? Yes, you can go outside and stand on the ground. Schumann resonance. Okay, I'll even play it during our little mini journey. Hugely important for grounding, for stability, for root chakra, for feeling tethered to something solid. Think about how massive this rock is that we're on, right? A lot of us are only thinking about, oh my gosh, the earth is dying and we're poisoning it, and the ozone, and I'm dying when I'm outside. And like, we really, I'm not saying none of that is true, but I'm saying that we are even so sick around our relationship to the elements. You get what you see. See the earth as healed and whole, and you will receive healed and whole support from the earth. This is like at my lowest point, if I just laid my whole body on the ground and asked the earth to hold me, it was like those were some of the first glimpses that I got of like, oh, I am safe. Oh, I am held, right? Letting your body let go on the earth. Do you need grounding and stability? Earth is the place to start. And some people early on in my journey, I held crystals, like when I couldn't get outside, right? I would tuck crystals in my bra because it was like, I feel that earth frequency, that energy here from these rocks, right? They're more than rocks, but you know what I mean. So give me a wave if earth is what you need more of. We all do, hint, hint. Water is like something that we recognize so intimately, right? Both of my babies, when I wanted to calm them down, I would put them in the bath, a warm bath. What happens when you get in a warm body of water? Yeah, water for you, Catherine. Yes. Water is cleansing. Think of baptism, right? Think of a cold plunge, even in a natural body of water. Think of sitting. One of my happy place visualizations is sitting in a beautiful sunny field, and my feet are in a tiny babbling brook, and it's cold, and there's smooth stones under me, my feet. Right? That does something very specific for me. Even think about taking a shower or take a shower. You want an immediate energy shift, right? Use water. Whoosh. Okay. Cleansing and emotional flow. In journeys, a lot of times I will have people visualize a river carrying away or a waterfall. And then there's fire. Oh my gosh, fire. Transmuting, transformation, courage. Think about the fire inside of you, right? During a journey, if I ask someone to imagine themselves walking through fire and burning away or throwing something in the fire, think about that. You had a burn ritual where you write down what you're so fucking done with, crumple it up, throw it in the fire, watch it burn. I'll do this a lot with people after a mushroom journey. And I could put that in a piece of wood. Just know this wood represents this, throw it in the fire and watch. What a meditation. Watch that wood burn and let it be the symbol of what's burning away for you. I love working with fire. And then air. We're working with air as we breathe, right? And gosh, the feeling of a cool breeze on your body on a hot day. The image of a bird flying, right? Expansion, clarity, a feather blowing in the wind. So you can work with these actual elements. You can get outside. You can create ritual. I had someone once, after a journey, we dug a hole in the earth and she laid her body. This is I forget what tribe. This is a really beautiful native ritual. And she screamed in the hole, all of her grief, just screamed and cried in the hole in the earth. It was only like this deep. And then when she was done and she felt like she'd emptied everything, she filled the hole back in and just said a little prayer. Y'all, anything can be a ritual, right? You can pick up a stone, make it your prayer, blow on it, and bring it to a different part of your yard and then set it there. I know it sounds silly. It's not. Work with the elements, create tiny rituals for yourself. Your nervous system, your primal brain will remember, will know, will imprint. And then if you can't work with the elements directly, you just have to imagine them. That's what we do in journey work. Those of you that have done a journey with me. So right now, take a couple breaths, close your eyes, and do that halo breath again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I want you to imagine that a gorgeous waterfall is right above you. And water is just cascading over you, cleansing you, crashing onto you in a manageable way. But just the power of that flowing over your face, down your chest, down your back, over your arms, dripping that water down your belly, even between your legs, and all the way down to your feet. A cleansing, purifying shower. You can hear that waterfall. What do you notice happens within you? What is the waterfall washing away? Pick something. Your day, your agitation, a trigger, something you're caught on, a way you clench or hold. Let the waterfall take it. Oh, I usually get a yawn or a sigh. What do you notice? Okay. And which element can you see yourself playing with? Not even just in person, but in images. When you're laying in bed at night, can you let a river wash away your thoughts, a river going through your head, taking away the chatter? It's amazingly effective. When you are sitting and you've got to pay attention to something and something needs your focus, maybe your child or your boss is trying to tell you something, or you've got an article you need to read, right? Something that you're like, I'm so like ungrounded around this. Can you imagine yourself growing roots all the way down? Strong roots that tether you right there, that ground you, that stabilize you. And can you move the element of air in and out of you, lighting a fire of determination and focus within you to stay, to breathe, to feel, to focus, and to allow yourself to be supported even when you're uncomfortable? Let the elements hold you. Okay, so here's kind of the feel of the process of doing, like, becoming a self-healer, right? This is the peek behind the curtain of what I'm doing as a practitioner when I'm guiding you when you're having these profound healings. You can experience this. So you dose, which we just did. Okay, you take your medicine, make it a little ritual, say thank you. Doesn't have to feel amazing. Just has to feel authentic, genuine. And then you want to have a prayer and intention. I love the show me sentence stem. Okay, show me what it looks like to heal myself. Show me what it feels like to work with the elements and these rituals and my breath to heal. Or just show me how to let go of this thing. Show me how to trust my partner. Show me what I need to know to change my job. Show me what it looks like to navigate this new relationship. Okay. On a lot of the member ceremonies that I guide, I will bring an intention. That doesn't mean you can't have one, but I will pull from the collective what's coming through for you. Show me how to make contact with a new member of my spirit team. Show me how to meet one of my guides was a recent one. It was super cool. Okay. And then we want to become aware of the body. This can be as simple as doing a body scan, which I will take you through. You'll always, breathwork church, right? When do I not say, notice the part of you touching the ground? Notice your legs or your butt, right? Notice your belly. Feel your heart beating. This is very simple stuff. A body scan is not anything I made up. You could go on YouTube and look for yoga nidra. Those are really amazing body scans. You want insider tip for, there are some people that swear that they heal just from doing body scans. Okay. The body is an amazingly self-healing. It wants to locate itself and know itself. So when you pay attention to parts of your body, right away, it's my favorite thing. Watching in a group in person, I say, just notice where your body is touching the salt. If I'm in the salt cave, and the whole energy of the room drops. Boom. Everybody suddenly drops a millimeter more into the surface below them, just by noticing. Okay, you don't have to do a lot. You have to bring your presence. And then activation of breath. Notice I'm saying activation. We're going to do the blow breath during this journey for 1 round. This can be a little bit of an uncomfortable breath, and people get a little confused at first with breath work. Like, I thought I was supposed to be calming down. Like take 10 deep, slow breaths. Great. Slow breaths are beautiful. Being able to take a breath before you scream at your kid is an amazing thing. And oftentimes we have that accumulation of nervous system energy, that cortisol, that adrenaline, that charge. And sometimes we need to like call it up and stir it up, right? Like scrub it, right? Something that you need to clean. We're not just gently polishing it. You got to like really work it. That's what happens with activation when I ask you to do the blow breath. So the blow breath is going to look like in through the mouth and out through the mouth. Blow out a candle. You can go nice and slow, or you can do fast little pulses. We're going to do that in just a few minutes when we get to the journey. You're doing great. Thank you for listening and staying present. All of this will come through when you need it most. And my prayer for you is that you take away one thing from this class, just one. So activate the breath. Once we've activated the breath, we're going to hold. You know, I love a good hold. I'm always telling y'all, working in rounds is the way to do it. If you don't know what to do for your breath work, breathe, 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 breathe. Any old pattern, doesn't matter. Hold your breath. Breathe, 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 breathe. Hold your breath. Breathe, 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 breathe. Hold your breath. That's it. You just prayed. You just did breath work. You just did a morning ritual. Okay? Thank you, Wim Hof. That's what he taught me. Breathing in rounds, holding between activations of breath, settle, alchemize the energy, and then stir it up again, and then hold. A lot of power in that. And then you're going to get to kind of a tender place. When you breathe for about 8 to 12 minutes, this is the magic zone. This is why journey work is so powerful. This is why 20 minutes of breath work church, the first Sunday of every month, people are saying at the end, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I'm completely different right now, because we're doing about 20 minutes and only about 8 to 12 minutes is active. Same tonight. We're only really going to be breathing for 8 to 12 minutes. It's not that long, but there's a shift in your brain waves when you get past that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minute mark. Things slow down. The chatter slows down. You shift in the way that you're processing. This is the meditative, or really the hypnotic state that you want to be in to heal. We don't heal when our nervous system is activated and we feel unsafe. Impossible. Doesn't happen. You heal when you feel safe. You heal when you're in that slower meditative state. You heal when you sleep, right? Same idea. So we want to intentionally get to that slower, more hypnotic, more meditative place at 8 to 12 minutes. And then we can connect with the part of us that needs us the most. That's where the magic happens. So, what part of you needs you to connect with them the most? Sometimes people just get like deer in headlights with this question. Like, I don't know. You tell me, right? What, my inner 4-year-old, my inner 12-year-old? Who? You don't need to know the age if we're talking about inner child work. You just need to understand that when you are triggered, when you are out of alignment, when you are separated from God, when you are sick and unwell, it is because a younger part of you is running the belief that you are not enough. Right? You are a mess. You are not worthy. You deserve to be sick. You're a hot mess. Those are some of mine. You might have different beliefs. That younger part of you is the one that is fragmented and separate from God, and they need updating. They need to come to the present day to know, hey, we are worthy. We are connected to God. We have these beautiful tools. We are a powerful self-healer. Let me help you. Let me show you. Let me hold you. Let me guide you. We can get to that hurting younger part just by tuning into a symptom. I have done powerful work just by sitting and saying, what's here? What needs my attention? And my right shoulder, one of my pain points, just it's back there, just like somebody's just driving an ice pick through it, right? Can you relate? Do you have a pain point? I'm going to guess you do. Maybe it's your heart and it's tension and grief. Maybe it's an anxious response, right? So you can scan your body and go to the part that is loudest, and it might be your right shoulder. And then I might reach back and say, hey, hi, I'm here. What do you need? And I'm tired, my shoulder might say. I don't want to do anymore. I held my phone too much today. Right? And then I can meet that part, the wounded part, or I can meet the part of me that was triggered by my mom. Right? I see you. You feel like she doesn't care and she makes promises she doesn't keep. That sucks. I'm going to keep a promise to you right now, though. I've got you. Okay, that connection. We're going to do that in the journey tonight. And then your job is just to listen and connect and respond. And a lot of times in the beginning of this inner child work, people are a little like, I don't know what to say or like how to connect. That's why I'm here if you need guidance. That's why I guide a journey. Okay. And if nothing's coming through, that's okay. Sometimes those younger parts need a little time to feel safe. And then you allow the energy to move. This is hugely important. Do not suppress. You let yourself yawn. You let yourself sigh, shiver, shake. Whatever needs to move energetically. Sometimes I laugh. And then gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. You'll always see me open a container with a prayer and close a container with a prayer because it's a container. If we opened something, we want to close it. Same with your ritual work. If you sit down for 5 minutes to just sit with yourself, open. I'm here to sit with my pain. Thank you, God, for showing me how to sit with my pain. Sacrament, show me how to sit with my pain. And then sit with your pain and take some breaths and see what comes up and what is asking for your attention. Thank you, Sacrament. Thank you, God. Thank you for showing me how to sit with my pain. Show me the way. Amen. Okay? That was just a little container that can be 5 minutes. That is the work of a self-healer. This is how you wake up to healing yourself. What feels accessible about this? Or what part of this feels like there's the most potential for you to explore? We're going to get to our journey in just a minute. So I just want to invite you before we do the journey, because I want the journey to I want us to end with some nice integration and not me making a offer to you here. But the Journey to Heal membership, I am very active inside this container where we go on 2 guided healing journeys, much like the one you'll experience tonight, but longer, every month, every single month. You get 25% off all of the sacraments in the shop because I want you to work with these medicines. You get to join the microdosing challenges. These are twice-a-year opportunities to spend 4 weeks dosing with my support and breathing with my support. 50% off all master classes like this class. This is a free offering, but twice a year, we're now going to have paid master classes at $57 a class. If you join on your own, 50% off if you're a member. The one in November is healing chronic illness, PTSD, anxiety, OCD, all the Ds, ADHD. Okay. And a library of recordings to work with. That's $49 a month. And for anyone watching this recording, taking this class right now, you will get an email with a coupon code for $29 off your first month. So it's just $20 if you want to join right here, right now. I would love to have you experience what we're talking about tonight. Concentrated. Imagine spending one journey a month, even coming once in October, once in November, once in December, carrying yourself through the holidays with support. And then in winter, in January, doing the microdosing challenge with us. For the first time ever, I am offering one journey a month a la carte. You do not have to join the membership. You can pay $37 and join a community healing journey online. You will be receiving those offers because you signed up for this experience. So thank you for that. And consider joining us. Shall we get a little taste of what it's like to do this work? I think it's time. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen share. And we're going to go to sharing my sound. Take a moment here and get yourself situated so that you can take a 20-minute guided journey here. I'm going to now take everything that we talked about in this class, and I'm going to weave it into the journey so you get to experience it. Okay. This is going to be really good. I'm excited. All right, we've got computer sound shared. And I'm going to open up Spotify. We're going to go within for just 20 minutes. Allow yourself to really let yourself be guided here. We're going to practice some of the techniques that I showed you. And you're going to get a chance to do this work. Settling in to wherever you are. You can lie down, you can sit up, you can recline. I'm going to invite you to just feel your body. Feel where your body is touching the surface below you. And the pressure, the weight of you. And imagining right now that roots are growing out of every part of you that's touching the earth. Every part of you touching a surface below you, which is touching the earth. Imagine sprouting roots. Maybe these roots are just plunging through the layers of your home. And finding their way to rock, soil, sand. Moving down, down, deeper into the earth. And maybe the roots are even wrapping themselves around crystal and rock. And just let your body let go a little bit more. Letting the roots even take anything from you right here at the start of the journey that you don't want, that you're already releasing. There's too much you're trying to hold. And the roots are saying, let it go. Send it down. The earth wants it. And then just taking an arrival breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, a couple of sighs here. And connecting with the sacrament that you took earlier, or whatever medicine is in the space for you. Healing rose, sacred mushroom, lavender, holy basil, tobacco, cannabis. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your medicine. Show us how to work with you with reverence and prayer. And show us how to feel you, how to experience you, how to be in conversation with you, to receive your messages and your guidance. And to God, Creator, or however you feel God, see God, experience God, as a sacred guide, as an ancestor, as a magnificent archangel. Come in, come in, come in. And through that opening at the top of your head with that ball of light, and pull that light all the way down to your heart. And just bring all of your attention and awareness to your heart space and your chest. Letting your body spontaneously move or shift or breathe. As you drop your awareness down to your belly. All of your abdomen. And then a little bit further down, noticing your hips, your pelvis, your bottom, your genitals. And then all at once, your chest, your abdomen, and your hips, all of your trunk. And then all of your arms and legs and head. And then every bit of you, your whole being. We're going to use that halo breath in through the nose and out through the mouth for just 3 minutes. You can go nice and slow and long, or you can really move the air. Full breaths in, long, complete exhales out. only job is to breathe. If your mind is doing what your mind does, just let it and come back to the breath. Just move air up and down that sacred channel of your nervous system. Make a little noise on exhale. Less than a minute left. Come back to the breath. That's it. A few more. In through the nose, full inhale. How much can you fill up your body? And then how much can you let go? Full exhale all the way out, every bit at the bottom. Let go of effort. And just notice your body. Letting a gentle wind cross over your skin. And at the bottom of your next exhale, hold your breath. Ready to breathe in, breathing in through the nose, coming to the top and holding your breath with a full breath in you for as long as you can. And in this hold, just inviting any parts of you that feel pain, suffering, shame, confusion. Letting any part that needs your support to be here. No pressure to know or see or understand anything, just the invitation. You're allowed to step forward. You don't need to stay in the shadows. be a fragmented or exiled part of me anymore. You're safe here. To be seen, to have needs. And just being open to whatever comes through in the next couple of minutes. No pressure. Maybe even scanning your body for a part of your physical self that's asking for attention. And seeing what part of me are you connected to? We come to our second of 3 rounds of breath. We're going to play with a blow breath here, all through the mouth. Inhaling passively through the mouth, and then exhaling like you're blowing out a little candle. Letting this part come up. Letting the pain come up. It has to come up to come out. All you need to do is blow air for the next 3 minutes at your pace and your depth. All you have to do is get a little uncomfortable and activate. Stir up the energy. And blow. That's it. You can take a little break. Catch your breath. Get a sip of water. Shake something off. And let yourself come back again. Come back to the breath. Come back to your own inner resilience and strength. This is you healing yourself right now. That's it. Almost there. You can do this. Move the air in and out. Let the energy move. Let the emotion rise up. And let go. What's here? I'm going to inhale in through the nose, full inhale, hold, hold, hold up at the top. And I'm going to count us down and we're going to release when we get to 0, when we get to 1. You can voo, you can shout, you can cry, you can hum, you can shake in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. All the way down. And then just notice. Coming to this little shallow river. And inviting the part of you, the child, the hurting part, to be here too. What's here for you both in this little river? You want to take a hold, holding your breath here for just another minute. Bring this part of you in just a little more fully. Bring them a little bit closer. Just take a moment to see and acknowledge them. Acknowledge their pain, their frustration, their hurt. And ask, what do you need? How can I support you? If there's anything there. Sometimes you can guess what they need, even if they don't know how to articulate it. And can you just make a small gesture to give them what they need? Just connecting with this part of you, whatever's here, with some really gentle breath in this next song. Last round, we're almost done. And I'll invite you to wrap your arms around yourself. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. See if you can draw closer to this part. Draw them in. In and out.
Hold yourself here in this space, in your center, in this time, no other. One hand on top of the other. Hold yourself here.
Every part of you that needs held, right here.
Hold yourself here. Close your eyes and surrender. Release your mind and remember, in the space, in your center, hold yourself here.
A little bit more air in and out a few more times.
Hold yourself here. With all of the pain and all of the anger and all of the joy, feel it all together in this space, in your center. Hold yourself here. Hold yourself here.
One more breath.
Hold yourself.
Is there anything else that you need from you here in this triangle? You in the sacrament and God. Want to hold your breath one final time. What are you imprinting from this class, from this journey? What are you taking away? What part of you needs you? And just imagine here, as you're holding yourself, I want you to feel your creator holding you. So you're like sandwiched in the middle, you holding your younger self, and God holding you both. Feel that. Feeling your body, the weight of you, the roots of you. And sensing the sacrament within you, that doorway that's been opened. To more grace, for more healing to flow. And that connection point to God. This conversation that can happen within you. Sacred communion. Coming to prayer. What do you want to say thank you to right here, right now? What do you want to ask for support with? You're safe to ask. Show me how to do this healing work. Show me how to lean into the sacraments. Show me how to talk to God. Show me how to connect with the part of myself that needs me the most. Show me the way. Thank you, Sacred Medicines. Thank you, Creator. And thank you to you, self-healer, to you that showed up, to you that moved air. You want to place your hand on your heart and send yourself some love. Show me how to be in divine conversation and to tend to my nervous system with more care. Not to force it to be a certain way, but to honor its capacity in any given moment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. It is done. Noticing any sensations that are present here at the end of the journey. How your nervous system is now. Where your heart is towards that little one. We've gone a bit over. If you need to go, please go. We'll be wrapping up in just a moment. I'm going to leave the chat open in case there's anything you want to share. My prayer is that there's one thing that came through for you tonight, one aha, one realization, one tool, one gesture, one breath pattern, one new awareness in your field, something you're ready to tether to. And my invitation is that you lean into the support that's here, the very accessible support available inside of the ministry, that you reach out and that you come home to your worthiness, to your wholeness, to your enoughness. Taking a few final breaths. Sometimes they can help transition. If you're ready for sleep just as you are, don't even come back to the screen. Don't you dare. We're done with looking at the screen. And I'll just nudge you to open the emails that you'll see from me in the coming days. I'm going to be inviting you to join me for some journeys this autumn. This is a beautiful time of year to be doing healing work. Don't let yourself get swept up into the holidays before it's even the holidays. Find solid ground, tether in, grow those roots, and tend to this sacred triangle within yourself. Lean into the sacrament, come into the ministry if you have questions, and grow your belief in God. Expand your faith here. Work with the sacrament as that doorway to more grace, more healing, more love. Thank you, Chieko. I'm looking forward to the next opportunity to commune with you as well. Thank you for being here and for doing the work. Thank you all. Have a beautiful night's sleep and rest. I'll see you soon.